The algorithm race relations exam. Oh boy, this stuff it never stops. The algorithm they even want to know what you deep deeply think about other races. You know, guys, I'm in a kind of is it called juxtaposition? Is that how you say it? Because where I came from, I'm not exactly that, and then I'm not white. You know what I mean? So, but then I can't go back to where I came from and talk to them either. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm gonna keep this short, but let me tell you guys a story Bobby Hemmett said about race relations. Because Bobby Hemmett, he talks a lot of, I wouldn't call it smack about white people. He just tells it how it is based on his perspective. But he also tells the truth too. He tells a lot of stuff. He talks about in the end times there'll be white people that's gonna actually come help you. Oh yeah, he says all this stuff. You got to be really wise, man, to get over all these things that are in your face. Because there's always some place to point the finger. Oh, it's the white man's fault. Oh, this happened. A black person must have did it. But let me tell you guys what Bobby Hemmett said. He said this. What really makes him mad about race relations. He say he understands the white man for what the white man does. The white man just do what he do, right? In his own nature. He just do what he do. Like he actually said it's almost like there's more respect in that than people who are not acting like themselves. Now this is what Bobby said. See, I got to bring up Bobby Hemmett all the time because I know people just waiting for the opportunity to jump down my throat about anything I say. And I'm just not gonna let people objectify me like that. I do a lot of study before I speak. I think before I speak. But he said this. He said the white man do what he do in America, right? Specifically. He said, but what really gets him mad is when he see black people not acting like they supposed to be acting. How are black people supposed to be acting? They not supposed to be like stealing from each other. They ain't supposed to be like, I mean, we didn't came this far, and you're still betraying your brother after all that our ancestors fought for to have, specifically in America. I mean, the white man don't even need to do nothing no more. The black people are doing it to themselves. You don't even. But believe me, guys, it's more on a grander scale now. What we're dealing with now, with the whole globalization and everything, it far exceeds what's going on between white and black people. So-called African Americans only represent, I think, about 2 or 3% of the so-called black people in the whole world. That's why when we bring up this race relation stuff, it always has to do with black and white, but it has to do with this thing that's going on in just a small part of the world. Um, but I have to agree with Bobby Hemmett. That's what really makes me mad the most is when I see so-called black people treating other black people uh, not being hospitable to their own brother. Now you can call it Willie Lynch. You could blame the white man again. See, the white man is always in a position where you can blame him, but sooner or later you gotta go. I mean, with anything, you gotta stop blaming something else, and you have to look at yourself eventually. Because believe me, if the white man decides to come help me after all the betrayal that I didn't see in this so-called Black America, it got me thinking about everything that's been happened in history in America. When I see how blacks treat other blacks, I mean, it needs to change. And maybe once upon a time, okay, you could blame Willie Lynch, but you can't use that. No, you can't. No, because things change, and we talk about that all the time. Things always change, so you can't just stay on one cliche or uh, be in one victimization mindset. I growing up, I have constantly seen black people mistreating other black people. And white people had that same problem too. I mean, hell, you saw that Jack Nicholson that movie called Wolf. You think it'd be stuff going on in the black communities between black on black? You should see how whites be doing whites up in the corporate world. Go watch that movie called Wolf with Jack Nicholson. That shit is on times 10. So you really gotta take a look at things. But no, I see how the the algorithms be trying to figure out if I'm secretly racist. it be using these other figures that I like and coming up with these narratives is hilarious, man. But no, things are more evolved now. We're looking at things on a more global level right now. Even if you wanted to focus on just black and white, it gets in the way of introspection on a global level. Things that are that just more important than that.